Yoda is stronger than Palpatine, let me tell you why. We will use the Revenge of the Sith fight to break down these points. The two of them are face to face. Sidious is a dark side culmination and Yoda represents the height of the light side's power. Sidious would open up the fight with a lightning attack, while Yoda would use a force push. Both attacks landed, but one had a little bit more oomph to it. Yes, while Yoda did take a direct hit, it wasn't strong enough to scare him off. On the other hand, Sidious was completely unprepared for Yoda's strength in the Force as it sent him flying backwards, thus causing him to attempt to flee for the first time, but Yoda would cut him off. So their first encounter has Yoda up 1-0. The next phase of the fight would begin in lightsaber combat. Yoda primarily utilized the lightsaber combat style known as Form 4 or Ataru. Ataru is characterized by its fast, acrobatic, and aggressive movements. It involves a lot of jumping, spinning, and high-flying maneuvers, making it one of the most physically demanding of all the lightsaber forms. His small size combined with the force-enhanced acrobatics that Ataru allowed made him a challenging opponent. It's worth noting that as a Jedi Master with centuries of experience, Yoda would have knowledge of all lightsaber forms and could potentially blend the techniques. Sidious had knowledge of all lightsaber forms as well. His fighting style in the movies and canonical sources is a blend of various techniques tailored to his strengths and his dark side powers. He learned every form to not only best the Jedi at their own techniques, but to further belittle them by showing that he could surpass them even in their own specialized disciplines. So on paper, they should be relatively even. But as the scene goes on, we see Sidious really on the defensive as he tries to wear down Yoda from his aggressive attacks. But the Emperor was learning that Yoda's energy was not a factor, as the existence of the Jedi was on the line. Yoda benefits from having a large area to work with so he can move around better, so the Senate seat that they fought in was not ideal for him. Yet Yoda's lightsaber strength proved to be too strong for the Emperor, causing him to disengage, fleeing yet again to a safer higher ground. This puts Yoda up 2-0. Now we can move on to the final phase of the fight, the Force Duel. This is a straight up fight between the best dark side and light side user. And if you haven't seen my previous videos where we cover which side of the Force is stronger, I will summarize it for you. The dark side offers you quick answers to your strength, helping you meet your potential quicker, but it limits your potential ceiling. The light side of the Force is often associated with ideals of peace, understanding, and diplomacy. While this may not provide immediate power, it can lead to long-term stability and prevent the chaos that can result from the unchecked pursuit of power on the dark side. By avoiding the extreme emotions that the dark side thrives on, light side users may maintain better control over their actions and avoid the impulsive and destructive tendencies associated with the dark side, which we see unfold in Anakin and Obi-Wan's fight. Anakin was stronger, yet he lost due to his overconfidence. Moving into the final phase, we see Palpatine throwing Senate pods one after another. Not only does Yoda dodge each one, he actually catches one and throws it back at the Emperor with greater speed and power. Soon they are face to face in the same pod, and Palpatine has had enough. He uses his iconic Force Lightning on Yoda with his full might. Yoda not only defends this attack, but he counters it as well. It was clear that Yoda's counter was stronger than the initial attack, causing Palpatine to lose complete control. Soon the two would be sent backwards from the immense energy, but Palpatine would land still high up in the Senate. As for Yoda, he was unlucky and fell all the way to the bottom. Yoda isn't running away from Palpatine, he just acknowledges that his adversary has gotten away from him, and instead of attempting to push from such a poor position, he chooses to move on as it's more important for the Jedi to live. So the way I see it is like this: in the grand scheme of things, Palpatine won, because he did not die and he was able to build the Empire, forcing the Jedi into near extinction. But he didn't win because he was the stronger Force user. He won on simple luck. But that's my perspective. I'm open to conversation. Leave a comment below stating who is stronger.